So if you look at the buzz around AI medical scribes, almost everything you see is about one thing: speed.
It is. It's all about fast note generation.
Right. How quickly can we get that documentation done? Maybe even, before the patient is out the door. And that's really dominating the hype cycle.
And that initial speed, I mean, it's a massive value proposition. No one's denying that. But our mission in this deep dive is to look past that first draft.
To get into the clinical reality of what happens next.
Exactly. A note isn't actually finished when the AI spits it out. It's only finished when you, the clinician, have reviewed it, edited it, corrected nuance, and then finally put your signature on it.
And that's the step that, from our research, it seems most tools are. Well, they're fundamentally failing to support.
They are. It's a huge blind spot.
Okay, let's unpack this because it really gets into the messy reality of what a clinical note even is. It's not a static document.
Not at all.
Think about any visit, right?
Yep.
You might clarify a symptom mid-discussion, or you realize, wait, I need to adjust the duration of an illness.
Or you refine the treatment plan. You might even just soften a sentence for tone after a moment of reflection.
And clinicians are constantly shaping these artifacts. They're not just passively accepting them.
Right. And yet, most AI scribes, when they deliver that initial draft, they treat it like a single disposable text file.
You can edit it, sure, free text editing.
Of course. But when you make that change, when you correct 3 weeks to 3 months, you are typically overwriting the original AI output completely.
And that right there is the serious flaw we need to talk about. It's like using a word processor without any version history.
No track changes.
Exactly. Once you overwrite that text, the history is gone. The system forgets what was originally transcribed when you made your correction, and I think most importantly, why you decided to change it. That context just vanishes.
It creates so much unnecessary risk. You're signing a document where the journey of your clinical judgment is just invisible.
So this seems like it should be a primary concern, maybe even more than the initial speed.
It absolutely is, because the difference between a high-speed draft and a legally defensible medical record really rests on 3 pillars of control.
Okay, let's drill down on those. What's the first pillar that tracking changes really supports?
It's the most fundamental one: clinical accuracy. Revision control lets you confidently shape that final narrative. It makes sure the document you sign reflects your critical judgment, not just a transcription.
Or worse, an AI-generated assumption that you quickly corrected and forgot about.
Precisely.
And with the volume of notes clinicians review, what does that friction do to the daily grind?
Well, that leads right to the second benefit: reduced cognitive load. Without tracking, you hesitate. You're pausing over a sentence thinking, wait, did I already fix that duration? Was that my change or the AI's?
That little moment of doubt.
That moment adds up. When your edits are intentional and clearly tracked, the review is faster and your confidence is just so much higher, it saves mental energy.
And then there's the final highest stakes pillar. I'm thinking trust and accountability.
Absolutely. Imagine being in a review and you can't definitively prove who introduced this specific piece of information into the note.
Yeah, that's a scary thought.
Documentation needs a clear lineage. What did the AI generate? What did you, the expert, modify? What was ultimately signed? Preserving that audit trail quietly in the background is crucial for defensibility.
So if this is such a pervasive flaw, this idea of a one-time disposable draft, are there systems that get this?
There are, and this is where it gets really interesting. This is where a system like Othisis steps in, because it differentiates itself by treating documentation as a living clinical artifact.
Not a one-time output.
Exactly. Their specific mechanism is what stands out. They respect the refinement process. The original AI-generated note is always preserved, but your edits, your judgment, are tracked as revisions.
So the system isn't judging your edits, it's just keeping the entire evolution of the note intact.
That's it. It's transparent.
And the outcome for the clinician, then, is total control. The review process is confident, it's defensible, because you know every stage of that note's creation is accessible. So what does this all mean? I think the core takeaway here is that revision control isn't some complex IT feature. It's about providing the tools to support how clinicians actually work.
That's why their positioning resonates so well.
Right.
AI drafts. Clinicians decide. It crystallizes the whole idea. Speed matters, of course, but control, accuracy, and defensibility, they matter more.
So here's a final thought for you to take away. If the AI is providing the speed, and the clinician provides the final authority and judgment,
what responsibility does the documentation system itself have to provide the tools like revision control that fundamentally support that final authoritative signature?
and that ultimately protect your clinical autonomy? Something to think about the next time you sign off on a machine-generated note.